Electronic selling isn't new, it's been around for several decades. But this current crisis is giving it a new focus and a new relevance. The history of saleyards goes back many centuries, but never has it looked quite like this.
Here today, to see them a couple of metres apart and all separated.
COVID-19 has turned Australia's $20 billion livestock industry on its head.
I think it's actually not been a good thing, but it has pushed us to do different things.
The Western Victorian Livestock Exchange at Mortlake opened last year.
50, 60, thank you, sir. 160 done. What? Here we go.
This was then.
82, I got 82, 22, head to 82.
This is now.
8, 48, and a bit 8 done, 8 bid, 8 bid on.
The $30 million Central Victorian Livestock Exchange near Ballarat also opened last year. Then and now. In an effort to combat COVID, saleyards must comply with rigid restrictions, new work practices and new safeguards. Only essential personnel can attend: buyers, truckies and staff, no sellers. All must sign a stat dec or have electronic ID to prove they carry no risk of the virus. Social distancing at all times. That's why auctions like Mortlake are held in the ring and not on the rails.
Now we're selling in the selling arena, so we can keep that social distancing in place.
There are extra hygiene measures, nothing that might jeopardise this vital part of the food chain. Non-compliance carries the threat of heavy fines, or even worse, shutdown. A COVID scare last week at Gracemere in Queensland saw a cattle sale called off.
One of our staff members had come into contact with a COVID positive person, so we took precautionary measures to make sure that everyone was safe and postponed the sale for a week. So fortunately for everyone, that result has come back negative.
There was one other upside. It proved the current COVID controls seem to be effective. So far. But some in the industry are clearly jumpy. Buyers at the sheep and lamb market refuse to let Landline film them. The biggest impact of COVID-19, however, is the surge in the adoption of online technology.
Digital services are not about disrupting a sector. It's actually about enabling a sector.
For some, adversity means opportunity.
It has completely disrupted the industry, and it's allowed us to be there for producers who have already gone through drought and they've gone through fire and now coronavirus and are looking for new ways to buy and sell their livestock. And, we've seen the popularity of online selling peak almost overnight with the amount of registrations and interest that's coming through for our platform.
Electronic selling isn't new, it's been around for several decades. But this current crisis is giving it a new focus and a new relevance. Never before has so much hinged on bandwidth or a phone connection. This webcam is live streaming to producers and other interested parties.
So it's going straight to our Facebook page. We are currently looking to live stream it straight to our website so that more people, the older generation don't seem to get into the social media, so we're trying to create that avenue for the older generation.
This complex, like most, is moving to full live selling, allowing buyers to watch and bid from anywhere in real time. At the Central Victorian Livestock Exchange, Isabella Fanning has a similar vital role. In this case, streaming pics of 30,000 sheep and lambs going under the hammer.
Basically, people can view the pictures of the livestock and then they can view them as they go through the sale process. So there's live streaming of the actual lot as they participate. So it's got information about the sex, the breed, etc. of the livestock as they go through. But importantly, they can physically see the livestock and understand what they look like.
Video cattle auctions started in Australia in 1986. The technology by modern standards seems Stone Age. meters of electronic wire, a fax machine and two-way radio to relay bids.
$535. They got a Melbourne bid.
As time goes on, that we'll see a lot more livestock offered on video.
Bruce Redpath, a stock agent for 55 years, remembers it well.
I bought some Charolais cows and calves, and I think that the photographer was laying on the ground because the cows look so tall and big on the screen, but we got them and no, pretty disappointed, but it's come a long way since then. Of course, there's Auctions Plus and whatever now.
Auctions Plus was a trailblazer for online auctions. Its uptake had been slow until recently. The breaking of the East Coast drought sped things up. Now, COVID-19, even more so.
It has increased the adoption rate of online, and I believe that some of that adoption is going to be sustained. We've seen a significant increase in the number of new users using the system. One agent recently told me that half of his clients in a Friday sale were completely new to Auctions Plus. So a lot of first-time users are jumping onto the box.
The company says trust is key to online auctions. Buyers need to get exactly what they see on the screen. It uses independent third-party assessors and offers a full money-back guarantee.
They're assessed on weights, everything's weighed. They're assessed for quality, for fat cover and so on, and a guarantee as well.
The company has expanded beyond livestock to other rural sectors, including property and clearing sales.
We've had requests to run horse sales, alpaca sales. So I guess the secondary benefit is all of these other ag sectors are looking at us to provide a solution, and we feel fortunate enough to be in that situation.
With so many in the livestock sector turning to online, it's no surprise that there's fresh competition.
So if choice means competition, we want to be a viable competitor in that space.
Gunnedah stock agent Guy Gallen is a co-director. Daughter Chanel, the general manager of Farmgate Auctions. It bills itself as the newest real-time livestock auction mobile app. Stock agents, farmers and graziers can assess, photograph, market and sell their livestock without it leaving the paddock. All done with just a few clicks.
I suppose there's many reasons, but one is you can bid from anywhere. So with our device you can bid, you can either be on the tractor in a truck, you can be on the beach or at a coffee shop, and if you've got connection you can go in and you can bid online. The livestock go from paddock to paddock, or they go from paddock to feedlot. And there's less stress on the animals. So if we can get the livestock from the paddock to the end user with as little handling as possible, they've got to arrive in a better state than being pushed and prodded like they do in other markets.
The company says animal welfare is a key advantage, and compared to conventional sale yards, sellers save time and money, get to trade in a national marketplace, get more information and more choice. In recent years, Tim Gallagher's company has invested tens of millions in 10 major sale yards on the eastern seaboard. He welcomes the growth of online auctions, but believes traditional sale yards will always have a place.
So we see there being more active participation, but it won't replace the physical auction process.
However, some in the industry believe the rush to online selling will hasten the demise of smaller, less viable sale yards across Australia. The online folk are friendly rivals. They believe online auctions will only get bigger. The virtual world is a long way from the camaraderie of physical auctions. For many in this very traditional sector, it's a steep learning curve.
I'm born and bred in the sale yards. And I've been brought up that way. But of late, there is a change, and you can smell it, you can feel it. And there is a shift to marketing livestock online. So I think that I'm old enough to have seen the changes and I'm young enough to accept them.
I actually had a conversation with an older gentleman a couple of days ago who wasn't quite sure what an internet browser was when we first started, and I actually ended up FaceTiming him in so I could kind of show him my screen and walk him through, opening a browser, putting in the website, registering, logging in, and he was a pro by the time he finished. But for me that was really rewarding because he was pretty excited when he saw the type of cattle that he could buy from his living room.